Okay, now I'm ready.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I find myself generally like, okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, the whole thing, that doesn't matter to me because what I am to me what that whole movie was like. I really don't find myself sympathizing at all with with the with the boyfriend and his shitty friends. I do find myself sympathizing with Danny though. Even if maybe she was always like super emotional. I don't know, like if they had shown her to be kind of an emotional, be kind of a lot of high maintenance girlfriend, maybe that could have been a bit. If we had explored this codependence relationship a bit deeper, maybe I could have like at least maybe tried to see things from Christian's perspective. But no, I don't find myself on Christian's side on this. Like, he really should have gotten out of this relationship when he had the chance. If this was too much for him.
It's enough to make me long for someone's death.
Right. Well, I could probably still agree with that. I guess I'll have to watch this movie eventually so I can get a better concept of exactly what the whole situation was. Because I don't want to say and assume things unless I actually know the full context, I guess.
It just kind of to me it sounds like that bullshit where like, well, I'm almost certain that it kind of reminds me of the Ghostbusters 2016 movie where basically if you didn't support, if you were where people were like painting you as sort of either a feminazi or like the like people turned it into a movie that's about gender politics. Effectively, is where I'm going with this.
Right.
It's like, no, this is not a gender politics. This is not a gender politics movie. Like,
it's just a subpar, not that perfect movie to begin with. And that's more on the writing than it is. That's more on the writing than it is on the fact that it's a female cast group.
Yeah, like,
because I mean, I like the. I'm already gonna forget a bunch of names. I liked most of the movie in some parts, I
liked Holtzman and I liked Patty.
Holtzman,
did not like Melissa McCarthy or the redhead. Like, could not like either of those characters, and mostly because the whole tragedy of them being crazy. Okay, by the way, here's the second ritual.
Ah, over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I fully agree. Melissa McCarthy's character was okay in certain parts, but the other character, which is probably the more famous character that I cannot remember for the life of me right now. No, there were just way too many things with her that just fell flat. And not even the buddy friendship stuff between her and Melissa McCarthy really helped.
Yeah, Melissa McCarthy was the fat one, and she was the least funny character of the movie.
Yeah, she was the least funny character, but again, she wasn't too horrible with me anyways. And then who thought it was a good idea to put Chris Hemsworth into that stupid male character role there?
I still don't understand what that joke was. My brother saw the whole thing as an attack against men. And it's like, no.
No, I don't think it was an attack against men. It was just a stupid character that just was really too stupid, and I was so annoyed and was more happy when he got possessed by the main bad guy of the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people locally took the movie as an attack against men, and like, no.
Well, yeah, I can both understand and go, why? God, there's just wait, yeah, damn.
It's like, okay, I mean,
Man, that was a lot of rats just now.
I mean, you know, it's nice. I mean, you know, I mean, fuck, it seems a bit hypocritical that, you know, that we kind of that we shit on women and, you know, ethnicities and all that stuff all the time. But, you know, when it comes to men, you know, they have to be respectable and stuff. And you know, if we can have it that way, then we can have it this way
Ogre,
too.
we got our ogre.
I mean,
Oh my god, I'm not doing any damage to this thing.
okay, I'm trying to get to the grimoire here. Did you leave without me?
I may have accidentally left without you. I forgot there was a grimoire over there. I'm doing okay so far.
Damn it.
Okay, the other members... Ow. Okay, ogre's down.
Of course. Anything else would be cruelty.
Sorry, I forgot that there was a grimoire over there.
It's all right. Now, anyway, I was going to say the whole thing with the redhead was I found very hard to sympathize because her whole case was like she basically has a case of the Cassandra syndrome, where basically she's right about things but nobody believes her.
Right, yes.
But the thing is that it's kind of hard to, you know, take you seriously when you are running around like a lunatic going, oh my gosh, the sky's falling, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
run. And it's like that doesn't generate sympathy. That just proves them right.
Warp fire, and this day was already bought and all.
Like you're not.
There?
Oh,
there was a thing. Right.
like there's like you're not really proving anything. If anything, you're just proving them they're right about you, like that you really were crazy. So it's very like, you know, you want to sympathize. You would sympathize with her if you weren't just acting like a lunatic. So yeah, that was my whole issue with like the redhead character's story arc is that but when it turns out that she was how she reacted, how she went about trying to prove she was right was not
too radical.
too extreme. Ah, damn it!
Ow. Oh, there's one here, isn't there? That's what you're doing.
Yep.
That's what you're doing. Hippity hop, hippity hop.
Oh, shut up! You're not that old. Old man in Wonderland. Hey, look at this wonderful Helgart. It sure is boring as hell in here. I think I understand now why it's highly recommended with the. I can see why the hammer is recommended for the higher difficulties with Barden and even Sienna, because eventually like the enemies do so much damage and they're in such greater numbers. Like the only thing you really like. The only way you can really effectively like the most you can effectively do is just slowly whittle them down and repel them.
Ain't that true?
because champion mode, I wound up having a lot of my offense was pretty much like a very slow counter offense where I'm just repelling enemies and striking them back as I move.
Gunner's dead.
Gunner dead. Oh, okay. There's a thing. Yep, you're going for it. Okay.
I don't remember which way I'm supposed to go.
Funnel them through. Funnel them through.
Elon Believe! I did tell him to get it, right?
Let's see. Wait, somebody has a skull?
I do.
Oh, you have the skull. Okay. I'm already on my way. Well, Victor has a grimoire.
Oh, for God's sake. Crew, Ty, will you just come down here and grab
Yes,
it?
yes, I'm gonna go get it.
You should have already grabbed it by now, Kruber.
Where is it again?
Over here.
Yeah, it's mine. I got it. I'll hold on to it.
Over this way, Dringbarazzi.
But the bots are useless sometimes.
Well, that's weird. It's like, normally they've been usually okay. Today it seemed extra. You kind of deserve that, Victor.
Come on, up here.
Now that's a fire.
We don't need no water. Let the mother ratters fire. Mother ratters burn.
No, that's not the. My stick is better than bacon. Yeah, you want my stick?
No idea what
Is that the Seagull song?
No, but kind of a sequel, actually.
Ah.
Knock you in the head with my stick. Look at my stick. You'll feel mark from my stick. Well, my stick is better than bacon.
That's a bold claim. That's a bold claim there, Yoda.
Now, on the subject of other more controversial movies, apparently Last Jedi is apparently a super controversial movie. That's I don't really know where people are getting this from, but apparently that's also a feminist movie. Like seriously, is it literally the issue literally because of Rey being the main focus of the movies?
Maybe. If we're talking about Last Jedi, we might be talking more about the fact that the movie seems to focus more on Rey, on Rose, and on that one gal that seemed to be the right hand of Leia. That at first looked like was going to be a traitor, hence why Poe was doing his best to try to take back control when it seemed like they were doing poor shit until they realized, no, Poe, you were fucking a plan up, when they could have told him right off the damn bat what the gal was doing. Which is why there was only a little bit of sympathy of me of her getting killed when she decided to stay behind the ship and ram the damn thing into their, whatever Star Destroyer thing that was.
So, really, you mean to tell me that the rebels kind of fucked themselves over by by basically turning on themselves.
Yeah, and this was also kind of Leia's fault too, which she couldn't really do much to explain more after she goes into a coma for a little bit.
Well, honestly, that actually doesn't sound too terrible. Honestly, having you explain that to me, that actually sounds quite brilliant. But but I am going to say though,
it is a very interesting twist. Absolutely, that it turns out she's not a traitor. They've just been working quietly to make sure there wasn't any actual traitors listening in on their actual plan. And Poe just kind of didn't get that. Even though he had all the right to be suspicious, as there was nobody was telling him anything. But then it kind of made us possibly believe, well, maybe Poe could be a traitor, but why now after surviving the first movie?
Yeah. So it doesn't. Oh, there's rapid art. Where?
Yeah, back down here. I found it.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Right in this
Yeah,
outfit
that
here.
doesn't sound. Yeah, that does like. You're having you explain it to me. That does not sound like a terrible way to take the story.
It's not. It's infuriating, but it's not. And I think that's why I think a lot more people are looking at The Last Jedi as the Empire Strike Backs of movies, because that also had a problem when it first released, but now everybody loves the shit out of that. I don't think The Last Jedi is ever going to get that kind of notoriety, ever going to get that kind of hype. But
I think
people are understanding that the way that it was presented, the way that it was directed, or the decisions they made, were actually kind of almost brilliant in certain places. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say though, I think the issue, one of the big issues, I think, is that between some people basically going on about how there are some people who are just upset about the fact that they killed off Luke Skywalker, they felt like they ruined his character, and
yes, because they all kept expecting Luke to still become this mega magi type Jedi who knows better and all that, when they decided to actually go the route of, well, actually Luke has seen some things and accidentally did some failures and kind of had to reflect on that and realize maybe the Jedi ways isn't exactly the best thing for this galaxy.
Because they're not!
Which is exactly why he decided to shut the fuck up about it and didn't want to teach anybody with potential power to ever fall into that same trap.
Has anyone ever paid attention to the Jedi ways? The Jedi ways are bullshit. Every freaking movie, every freaking video, a bunch of shit really questions BioWare's the Old Republic questions this, the whole they question this a lot, how could you possibly enforce virtues of goodness that require emotional response if you take away our emotions to do so?
Yeah.
That is he actually addresses this self-contradicting discipline has been addressed so many freaking times. The Jedi way doesn't work because you have to it goes against the whole thing about you cannot be a force of good by taking away your emotions.
All right. Yeah. No. Go ahead.
No, and becoming a Sith is not the answer either, because you're just basically super evil, cranked up to 11. It's there's no in between. I don't trust the Jedi as much as I don't trust the Sith. So yeah, no, I what? It's just baffling that people look at look at the Jedi stuff and they're we want to be like that. No, you don't.
And also having to be trained at a young age and be taken away from your family or so, discover you have the potential for it and all that stuff. Yeah, Ogre. So, yeah, I honestly think The Last Jedi is a lot better than how a lot of critics and other people gave it. Actually, you know what? I think most of the critical reception from reviewers actually did give it a bit more praise, and it was the audience who were more pissed off about it.
Yeah, and the Rise of Skywalker, I still thought was actually pretty good. But apparently, that people felt like it was just a massive apology for Last Jedi. It's no.
Well, if we look at it one way, it was Disney's attempt to try to do a massive apology. They just failed heavily on how to do it, because I'll admit I'm not as pissed off about the Rise of Skywalker either. I was able to tolerate a lot more from it, but they really did make some stupid decisions that I can't completely ignore. Like, just suddenly bringing Palpatine back. Like, if they had hinted it maybe throughout the other two trilogies, or gave it a bit more breathing room in the third movie as a bigger surprise, instead of just saying, no, he's back right away. It's like,
well, I mean, to be fair, they do seem to be taking note from the expanded universe, where it's made clear that Palpatine did not actually, ever really die.
Which I call bullshit.
Well, no, because... No,
personally, because I don't know anything else, but because he fell into a damn cosmic vent and exploded.
But he had backup clothes. He pulled a Rick Sanchez.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. That's what I heard.
That was in the comics. It was in the comics. It was in the expanded universe for decades. The lore was always there for it to be a thing. People just did. I actually read these comics to know these things. Gotcha. There was a whole series called Crimson Empire that was based around this, where the last of Palpatine's clones was finally destroyed and Palpatine was finally dead forever. There was even a point where Palpatine tried to possess Luke.
Huh. Okay, and they actually did try that with her and Rey.
Yes. Yes, basically the same idea. Okay. Palpatine. Yeah, these were in the comics.
Wow. Maybe they didn't really fuck up. I think what they failed on was the delivery, or the timing of the delivery. Like I said, if they had suddenly said that Palpatine was back, maybe midway into the movie, then the surprise would be, okay, I could buy that. But at the beginning, kind of, really, you couldn't wait until later or something.
I feel like one of the few people even remembers that this shit existed in the comics, existed in the expanded universe, outside the films, and what they're just integrating stuff from the expanded universe into the films now to get this was something that fans wanted for years. This was something that George Lucas himself approved of and validated, and he wanted the fans to actually wanted to do their contributions to the expanded universe. This is something that he pushed for, and then Episode 1 came out. It's thanks for all your ideas, guys. I don't need you fuckers anymore. Bye. He threw his fans under a bus, and it's
Star Wars is a very toxic environment these days, unfortunately.
I remember all this shit growing up, and it's but nobody. Ugh.
Anyways,
it just seems like this is something I quite approve of this stuff, but apparently they did some amazing things with episode 7 through 9, but apparently that wasn't good enough for people. Like, so yeah, like.
Yeah. And all I'll say is Force Awakenings, maybe not as great as I remember the first time, but I still feel like it's still a good movie, even if they're rehashing episode 4, whatever. I was still happy to see something new from the franchise and something that I actually was enjoying watching. Last Jedi, a lot better than what most Star Wars fans have been giving it. It was a nice, refreshing change of direction to kind of give you these. Wait a minute. Oh, so we're not going that way. Oh, we're not going that way. Oh, that happened. Oh, wow. I will say though, the casino scene, while it's tolerable, I'll admit, yeah, that one not really handled as well as it could have. Everything else was actually fine. And then Rise of the Skywalker, yeah, it's not terrific. It's not that great, but I still think it was a decent popcorn flick, and I still had a good time either way. I wish they could have changed a few things. I wish they could have at least followed up on some character plots. Like, I feel like Finn was underused in the final episode, or in the 9th episode, where there could have been a little bit more with him. But other than that, you know what? I'm not that picky.
I'm honestly of the opinion with Last Jedi and the Last Jedi in the last few movies, like I feel like quoting Billy from fucking
Billy and
Mandy.
Mandy.
If I the only one understands the ambitions of this, if I the only one understands the complexities of this ambitious cinematic masterpiece, this movie isn't stupid. You're stupid. Wait, who the fuck?
Who the fuck?
Who are
What?
you?
What?
Who the hell is this?
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. We didn't invite anybody.
One of your friends?
No. And either way, this is your server, so...
Anyway, Empire Flames next.